Hello and welcome to the Southern Leaders Showcase 2020, a virtual edition of the showcase this year. Thank you for tuning in, checking it out. We're excited about celebrating all the accomplishments of the Southern Leaders this year. We have some exciting things planned for tonight. We're going to get a chance to hear from some of our Southern Leader student leaders, some of the folks that work with the program, and to really just take some time to celebrate all the accomplishments that all of you guys have achieved throughout the year and in your time through the Southern Leaders program. So thanks for checking it out, and hopefully you'll enjoy the Southern Leaders Showcase 2020.
So John Egan here. I want to start by briefly recognizing our Southern Leaders Advisory Council. We had a great group of leaders here guiding our way in Southern Leaders this academic year. Mary Salter was heading up the coaching program. We had Megan Lieben heading up our social media and marketing efforts. Clark Hall was working with our peer leadership educators. And of course, Tamara Harris did a great job in terms of our community engagement initiatives. Southern Leaders really is, in a lot of ways, a student-run program, and we rely heavily on our students to lead the way. So we're really thankful for them, and they're going to be speaking to us as we navigate through the rest of the showcase.
Hello, everyone. My name is Clark Hall, and I'm the Peer Leadership Education Chair. And so I'm responsible for taking the peer leaders and getting them to facilitate the classrooms. And I did that myself. So we're responsible for helping instill leadership development skills inside of all of our students. And so we do that by giving them a bunch of different exercises. And so some of the lessons that we did with the peer leader educators were understanding different people's perspectives, covering things like microaggression, facilitating appropriate interactions, helping make decisions, even scope of competence, and saying no to things when you have too much on your plate. And so we do a lot with working with students and getting them to go through the process of leadership development and what to do in certain situations and how to become leaders at the end of the day. As I've shown here are some pictures of some of the staff that worked previously, but they're responsible for having a hand in this program and contributing to the program and the leadership education development part of the program.
Hey, I'm Tamara Harris, and I was the Community Engagement Chair. My job was basically to give different opportunities to volunteer within the community and gain volunteer hours. I also put together some fun events so Southern Leaders can meet other Southern Leaders. Some events that I did this year were a beach suite. I planned to do one each semester, but because of the virus and school getting shut down, we only got to do one. This is honestly my favorite event that we do. I did it my freshman year, and I loved it again my sophomore year. We go to Tybee, we help clean up the beaches, get the trash off the beach, and then we get to get some amazing pizza afterwards. Also, another thing we started this year was Work Wednesdays. It's you come into the leadership office the first Wednesday of every month, and you do a different volunteer activity to help out community partners. The last event that we did this year was a silent disco with DJ Nino. We hosted it in the Bishop Fieldhouse, and honestly, it was amazing. We had a mocktail bar. We had really cool lights, and it was just a really good recruitment event for Southern Leaders to come to. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Mary Ashton Salter, and like John Egan said earlier, I am the coaching chair, and everyone in Tier 1 knows that you went through the coaching program this past year, and some of the things that were included in the coaching program was our new members reception, and this is where all of our Tier 1 students got to meet their coaching group, their coaches. It was a cool time for them to come together and make a little poster, as you can see in some of these pictures. This is also where they made their team names and kind of came together as a group for the first time. we also had our Inclusive Excellence night, where we were able to learn about diversity and inclusion and sit with our coaching groups and really talk about real life things. And it was just really cool to hear other students talk about real struggles that we all go through. And then we also had every other week almost, we had our coaching groups where students were being led by coaches who did an amazing job teaching them all of our different leadership modules that we have incorporated into this program. And also we had our Southern Leaders Mystery and Etiquette Dinner, where this is normally where we had in the past opened it up to Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 students, but this year we kind of narrowed it down and opened it up to just Tier 1 students. And it's just a really cool night where we are taught some good manners and etiquette by John Banter. And we have a fun little night where we have like a murder mystery, and the students go through different rooms and try to figure out who the murderer is. And it's just a good way to allow students to interact with each other within the program, get to know each other, and kind of hang out in a less, I guess, formal type of way, just to kind of be relaxed, eat a little bit, and have a good time. So.
Hey everybody, my name is Megan Lieben. I was in charge of social media and marketing this year, and I'm going to be talking about Tier 2 and what they did this year. So one of the main events that Tier 2 did was Party with a Purpose, and this was where all of Tier 2 came together and tried to figure out who their legacy project group was going to be. And so they looked at the sustainable development goals and got into groups, and they went through different activities, different fun activities, like sucking up a M&M and moving it down the table to a different plate, and different things like that to meet new people and really figure out what they wanted to do with their legacy project. And all of this led up to them forming their groups and figuring out what they wanted to do, and then they submitted it to be approved. So they had their proposals, and they filmed virtually filmed their proposals so that we could go over them and approve them.
And now I get to share with you a little bit about our Southern Leader graduates. To start off with this evening, we will talk about Taylor Elkins. He was a SOAR leader and has served with Southern Leaders in a variety of roles, going from leadership education, where he facilitated leadership workshops, and among a few other different things on campus. Taylor's legacy project worked with a few other Southern Leaders, which we'll kind of share as we go through the night, working on the Southern Leaders digital magazine that they're putting together, which can be an annual publication that Southern Leaders shares out to our stakeholders. After graduation, Taylor plans to attend graduate school to pursue a degree in school psychology. Haley Fritch is our next Southern Leader graduate and has been involved in a number of different organizations across campus and in leadership roles in a variety of them. She was the president of Omicron Delta Kappa, the National Leadership Honor Society, where she also was named the Circle Leader of the Year this year. She's a vice president of membership with Georgia Southern SHRM, the Human Resource Management Society, and is a past leadership education chair with Southern Leaders. Her legacy project involved a few other different Southern Leaders and is the Serving Statesboro Community Liaison Fair, which took place last year. Haley was an executive intern with Target this past year, and she plans to continue seeking Target's executive leadership program moving forward. Clark Hall is our next Southern Leader graduate. Clark was a FYE peer leader, an alternative break trip leader. He was a build leader in 2019. Is the treasurer for the Association of Latin American Students, and is the leadership education chair this year for Southern Leaders, as you heard him talk earlier tonight. For Clark's legacy project, he also worked with a few other Southern Leader graduates that will be shared later on this evening, and developed educational marketing materials for the Bullitt County Animal Shelter. Upon graduation, Clark is going on to medical school, and we wish him all the best of luck. Rachel Hartman is our next Southern Leader graduate. She's been heavily involved in Georgia Southern University's theater department, where she has
put together a lot of set design, and you've probably seen some of her work if you've ever gone to a play on campus. She has also traveled to a variety of conferences and presented work that she's done in that area around the Southeast. Rachel was also a leadership peer educator with Southern Leaders, serving in a lead course this semester. And her legacy project, the Eagle Playhouse, which you'll also hear about later from other people, brought theater and the arts to the local community, where they went into schools and were a mainstay at the Statesboro Farmers Market. Upon graduation, Rachel plans to continue as a properties artisan at Dock Street Theater in Charleston. Sarah Hartman has been a Southern Leader peer educator for various lead courses and has been involved in the university's interior design programs. Sarah's legacy project, like her sister, was also working with the Eagle Playhouse and did great work across the community in the theater and arts. Sarah plans to find gainful employment upon graduation, and we wish her all the best of luck. Elizabeth Libby Hartley is a nursing student, has been involved in numerous outside organizations and activities other than nursing, which tells you a lot about her commitment to leadership and the community. Libby has been active in the Southern Women's Leadership Conference for several years now and has created nursing programs on campus such as Stop the Bleed. Libby's legacy project is the Southern Leaders magazine, and she has taken a great deal of leadership in putting that together over the course of this last year. And upon graduation, Libby plans to find a nursing job in the near future. Abby Joyner is our next Southern Leader graduate, is a business major who's heavily involved in her sorority, Alpha Delta Pi, where she has served in numerous leadership positions. She studied abroad in Italy last summer and has worked with university housing. Abby's legacy project is one we highlighted last year with its first graduate and is called Don't Be Trashy, which focuses on increasing sustainability efforts in the Alpha Delta Pi house. Upon graduation, Abby will be searching for a job. Sharon Kalango is our next Southern Leader graduate and is a mechanical engineering major with a management minor. She has been involved in multiple leadership positions across campus and in the Office of Leadership and Community Engagement. Sharon's legacy project was also highlighted last year, and with its first graduate, the program was called How to Navigate Job Offers, Tackling Negotiating Salary and Benefits. It was a huge success and offered students an insight into the job market and offered professional headshots for students that participated. Upon graduation, Sharon plans to move to Connecticut and begin a job in manufacturing engineering. Caitlin Kelly is our next Southern Leader graduate. She is a biochemistry major who has been involved in Alpha Delta Pi sorority, Southern Leaders, Phi Eta Sigma National Honor Society, Crew Discipleship, and STEP, which is a service dog training and education program. She had held leadership positions in Greek life and in her sorority, AD Pi. Caitlin's legacy project was also Don't Be Trashy, which was shared earlier, and she's still trying to figure out exactly what she'll be doing upon graduation. Best of luck. Morgan Kinnan is next Southern Leader graduate. She's an honors student who is a psychology major. Morgan has been heavily involved on campus with Phi Mu, was a Southern Leaders peer leadership educator, a build leader, along with several other clubs and organizations on campus. Upon graduation, Morgan is looking to either go into a job or graduate school in the field of organizational leadership. And we look forward to see Morgan in the future coming to teach us. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Megan Martinez. Megan is a human resource management major and has been involved in campus leadership roles, working with university housing for several years. Megan's legacy project was previously mentioned with serving Statesboro, the Community Liaison Fair. Again, that took place last year. And upon graduation, Megan is seeking a job with opportunities in Savannah. Best of luck, Megan. Sarah Masler is our next Southern Leader graduate. She's been involved in many different organizations and campus leadership roles, has served with a peer leadership educator with Southern Leaders, and her legacy project was Barking in the Burrow, was work with animal care and education. Upon graduation, Sarah is starting a job as soon as she graduates, so best of luck on your next step. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Jaden McKeever Harrison. You've probably seen Jaden on campus with her dog Leo that she's trained with the STEP program. The Service Dog Training and Education Program is the organization that Jaden has had leadership roles with throughout her college career and has done a lot of work with the Office of Leadership and Community Engagement, including being a leadership peer educator with Southern Leaders. Jaden's legacy project was working with STEP, where she helped raise $5,000 to purchase the support and training of a service dog, which then they got to name and named it Paulson. That dog will go on to be trained and will go on to support some individual in need in the future. Jaden will go on after graduation and to further her education and career, and we wish her the best of luck in those efforts. Chadwick Moore has served in a variety of leadership roles on campus, including being a Southern Leaders coach. And Chadwick has worked with a couple other people with the legacy project that's going with the Bullock County Animal Shelter, and they developed marketing and educational materials for students to get involved and volunteer in serving the animals of Bullock County. Upon graduation, Chadwick is looking for a job. Best of luck. Alyssa Morgan is an accounting major in information technology and information systems minors. Alyssa has done a lot of volunteering with Retail's Thrift Store, the new Senior Center, and Habitat for Humanity, to name a few. Her legacy project was serving Statesboro, the Community Liaison Fair, which was previously mentioned. And upon graduation, Alyssa plans to return to Southern and is enrolled in graduate school here to continue her studies. Congratulations, Alyssa. Avery Pickert has been involved in numerous roles across campus, and I've had the pleasure of working with her and knowing her her entire time at Southern. As an education major, she's currently searching for teaching positions to serve in, and her legacy project was working with the Southern Leaders magazine, which we've been talking about a couple of different times with different Southern Leaders that have graduated. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Judith Reyes. Judith has served as a Southern Leaders coach and has worked with the Russell Union in different leadership roles on campus as well. Judith's legacy project was working with the Bullock County Animal Shelter and developed the marketing and educational materials so that students could get involved there. She is searching for an entry-level mechanical engineering position and hopes to take one on as soon as she graduates. Congratulations, Judith. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Andrea Riviera. Andrea has been involved in Southern Leaders throughout her college career, worked several jobs during the time, including summer camps where she has served in various counselor roles. Andrea's legacy project is the Southern Leaders magazine, where she has put forward her skills with graphic design and marketing. Upon graduation, Andrea is going to complete an internship in Iowa at Camp Courageous, and then will be taking a certification exam to become a certified recreation therapy specialist. I hope that all goes well, and best of luck to you in the future. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Hannah Smith. After transferring to Georgia Southern, Hannah became a Southern Ambassador, worked with the lead team in Southern Ambassadors as a membership coordinator and then social media marketing coordinator. She's also involved in the Interior Design Association, where she's been on the executive board and now is the president. She's the president of Tau Sigma National Honor Society, is an active member of Omicron Delta Kappa, and is a Southern Leader where her legacy project was designing the Southern Leaders Living Learning Communities Lounge so that students would have a place where they could learn and serve together. Upon graduating, she is going to graduate school at Florida State University to pursue a master's in fine arts in interior architecture and design. Congratulations, Hannah. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Mara Terniak. Mara has served in a variety of leadership roles across campus, and in Southern Leaders was a leadership peer educator and a Southern Leaders coach. She's also very engaged in Greek life, where she has served in leadership roles with her sorority, including the role of president of Zeta Tau Alpha, and is the president of the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life's Ambassadors, where she has done a lot with educating the Greek ambassadors to do their role. She is currently deciding on whether to get a job or go to graduate school upon graduation, and we wish her the best of luck in that decision. Our next Southern Leader graduate is Alyssa Watros. She has been an active member of Southern Leaders and very engaged in different leadership roles, especially with university housing. Her legacy project was the Eagle Playhouse, which we've talked about before, but that was working with the local community to bring theater and the arts to the schools and to the farmers market. Alyssa plans to go to graduate school either here at Georgia Southern or at Middle Tennessee State University upon graduation. Best of luck. Our last Southern Leader graduate is actually not graduating, but has completed all the requirements for Southern Leaders, so she's participating as a graduate this year. Samantha Wingate is a very active member of Southern Leaders. The National Student Speech Language Hearing Association, is involved in service learning, university housing, was a build leader, and has worked with Camp Blue Skies, just to name a few. Her legacy project was East, Eagles Against Sex Trafficking, which has been aimed to spread awareness and education about sex trafficking, with also a mission to assist victims of trafficking. Samantha plans to continue her studies at Georgia Southern's Armstrong campus next year, and we wish her the best of luck as she moves to the Armstrong campus. That concludes all of our Southern Leader graduates, and I'll turn it back over to Ben.
All right, guys, that's all of the show, the Southern Leaders Showcase. Congratulations again to all of you that are finishing the program. We're so proud of you, all the things that you've accomplished. If you're graduating, congratulations on that. We're excited to see what is next for you in life. Stay in touch. For those of you that are continuing to come, they're going to come back in the fall, hopefully, but definitely next academic year. We'll look forward to seeing you back on campus and continuing to grow and walk through the Southern Leaders program. We're excited to see what all things we accomplish going forward. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Say goodnight. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for watching. And we hope to see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.